Good day and welcome to Trending Update USA. I'm Stefan, and today's headline is all about the rising roar of tennis fandom in Asia. Coco Gauff proudly flaunts the Chinese crowd's warm reception just days after scripting history at the Wuhan Open. This is more than just a story of a victory on the court. This is the story of a tennis star evolving into a global sensation, a story of how a young champion from the United States has managed to ignite a wave of admiration and respect thousands of miles away from home. As Coco Gauff walked onto the court in China, the crowd erupted in a way that even she herself admitted left her emotional. For the fans in Wuhan, this wasn't just another player. This was Coco Gauff, the young woman who has broken barriers, lifted trophies, and inspired millions of young girls and boys to believe in their dreams. Her journey has been nothing short of remarkable, and in this segment, we dive deep into her recent moment of triumph, the crowd's overwhelming support, and what this means for the future of her career as she continues her Asian swing. Coco has been no stranger to the spotlight. Since she burst onto the tennis scene as a teenager, the world has watched her grow not just as an athlete but as a young woman with a powerful voice and a strong presence both on and off the court. In Wuhan, it wasn't just about her serve or her forehand. It was about the love that came her way from thousands of fans waving flags, holding posters, and chanting her name. She responded in kind, waving, smiling, and sharing moments that went viral around the world. It was clear that China has embraced her as one of their own tennis heroes. Just days after scripting history in Wuhan by advancing deep into the tournament, Coco Gauff is soaking in the applause, the cheers, and the global spotlight. This historic run has elevated her to another level in the tennis hierarchy. Not only is she a Grand Slam champion, but she has also become an ambassador of the sport, someone who represents joy, power, and resilience on a truly international scale. Her connection with the Chinese fans is unique. Many players come and go, but only a few manage to capture the hearts of fans the way Coco has. In press conferences, she was quick to acknowledge the energy of the crowd, saying that she felt something special every time she stepped onto the court in Wuhan. For her, this wasn't just another stop on the tour, it felt like a second home. What makes this moment particularly powerful is the timing. Just days earlier, she scripted history with an incredible performance, dominating her matches with power and poise. Her precision on the court, her movement, and her fierce competitive spirit were all on display as she took down some of the top names in women's tennis. The crowd loved every bit of it, and Coco could feel the love. She shared photos and videos of her Wuhan moments on her social media accounts, proudly flaunting the fans' support, the messages, and the overwhelming love she received. She called the Chinese fans some of the most passionate in the world and thanked them for making this tournament an unforgettable experience for her. But behind that bright smile and those warm interactions lies a fierce competitor determined to keep making history. This Wuhan chapter is not the end but a stepping stone to something bigger. Coco's journey in Asia has just begun, and with each match, she's adding new fans, new supporters, and new chapters to her story. The tennis courts in China have become a stage for her to showcase her brilliance, and she's responding with some of the best tennis of her young career. It's not just the Chinese crowd that's taking notice. Fans around the world are watching closely as Coco's rise continues. Her recent performance in Wuhan has led many to believe that she's entering a new golden era of her career. Analysts, coaches, and legends of the sport are all praising her growth, both mentally and physically. At just 21 years old, she's already achieved what many can only dream of, and she's still hungry for more. One of the most touching scenes after her historic win was when Coco stayed on the court long after the match ended, signing autographs, taking selfies, and even talking to young kids who came to watch her play. For those children, meeting Coco Gauff was like meeting a superhero in real life. Her humility and warmth shone through as she told them to keep chasing their dreams, reminding everyone that champions are made not just on the court but also in how they inspire others. The Wuhan crowd has been known for its passionate support of tennis stars, but this year, they've reserved something extra special for Coco. Banners with her name in Mandarin were seen all around the stadium. Fans were wearing custom shirts with her logo, and even local celebrities posted about her on their social media accounts. It's safe to say she has achieved superstar status in China. For Coco, this reception is not something she takes lightly. She said in interviews that the love and energy of the fans gave her strength during crucial points in her matches. When the rallies were long, when the pressure was intense, she could hear the chants of the crowd, and that gave her a boost. That kind of connection is rare in tennis, where players often travel the world and face different crowds. To have this kind of bond in a foreign country is something Coco truly treasures. She said that every cheer reminded her why she plays the game she loves. She plays not just for trophies, but for moments like these, where she connects with people through her passion. It's also worth noting that Coco's rise has been marked by her ability to embrace cultures and places where she plays. In Wuhan, she took time to explore local traditions, meet fans outside the court, and even learn a few Mandarin phrases, which delighted the crowd when she used them in her victory speech. Those small gestures go a long way in making her more than just an athlete. They make her a beloved figure. As the Wuhan Open chapter closes, all eyes are now on what comes next for Coco Gauff. Her confidence is at an all-time high, her form is electric, and her bond with the fans is unshakable. She's heading into the next tournaments with momentum, and the world will be watching closely. Tennis is not just about winning matches, it's about building legacies, and Coco is well on her way to doing just that. She's already one of the most marketable and inspiring figures in the sport, and her time in China has only amplified that status. Her journey so far is also inspiring a new wave of young tennis players in Asia who see in Coco someone who looks fearless, joyful, and authentic. For them, she's not just a champion, she's a symbol of what can be achieved with hard work and belief. As she proudly flaunts the Chinese crowd's reception, she's also shining a light on how sports can bring people together across borders. Even language barriers disappear when thousands cheer as one for a player they love. The fans in Wuhan didn't just witness great tennis, they became part of a global moment. Coco Gauff's history-making run in Wuhan is also a sign of the changing landscape of women's tennis. The sport is becoming more global, more connected, and stars like Coco are at the forefront of this movement. She's playing great tennis, yes, but she's also connecting hearts, cultures, and communities in ways that few athletes can. That's why this moment is so powerful. It goes beyond the scorelines and the trophies. It's about impact. It's about legacy. It's about a young woman making her mark on the world. In the coming weeks, Coco will continue her Asian swing, facing tough opponents and new challenges. But if there's one thing we've learned from Wuhan, it's that she thrives in moments like these. She's ready, the fans are ready, and the stage is set for more unforgettable memories. As she moves forward, she carries not just her racket but the hopes and cheers of thousands of fans in China who have embraced her. This connection will be one of the defining chapters of her career. It's a bond that goes beyond sports, a bond built on respect, admiration, and shared love for the game. Coco Gauff has always said she wants to inspire people. In Wuhan, she did exactly that. She inspired fans, players, and everyone watching from around the world. The image of her waving to the packed stands, with fans chanting her name, will remain one of the defining scenes of this Asian swing. So as the lights dim on this historic Wuhan run, Coco Gauff stands not just as a winner on the court but as a beacon of inspiration off it. She's made history, she's made new fans, and she's made it clear that this is only the beginning of something bigger. The journey continues, and the world is watching closely as she writes the next chapter of her extraordinary story. Once again, this is Stefan, and you're watching Trending Update USA. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate Coco Gauff's incredible connection with the Chinese crowd and her historic moment in Wuhan. Stay tuned as we bring you more updates from the world of tennis and beyond, because when it comes to sports, stories like these remind us why we love the game.